Hajj is such an ibadah which is only, we do it once in our lifetime only, right? Ek hi martaba zindagi mein farz Hajj hota hai. So this is our main Hajj, and it's one of the pillars of Islam, right? And people usually pay attention to the other pillars of Islam, but sometimes we overlook Hajj because it's only done once in a lifetime, and a lot of times people delay it as well. So whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does give us opportunity to go for Hajj, we should make sure we go prepared. पूरी तैयारी करके हम निकले इंशाल्लाह हज के लिए. तैयारी का माने ये है कि हम पहले से वो जो मसाइल है वो भी सीख लें, पढ़ लें. And Hajj Masail, now because it's not like Salah we perform every single day. So it's easier to remember the Masail of Salah. Hajj, maybe some people go for Umrah, but even Umrah, not that many people go all the time. So it's hard to remember all the rulings. Hajj has much more rulings attached to it as well. Right, so the Masail will not come so easily. So maybe we attend multiple programs. If you know multiple seminars, attend as many programs as you can where the Masail are being explained. Then we have some books, inshallah, you can read the books. And then whatever you don't understand, mark it and come back and ask, inshallah, we're here to help. Right, so we can read the books, we can attend the seminar, and then we also have audio. I can share some audio links with you as well, inshallah. So from now until you go, you can listen to the audio as well, while you're, at work, driving to work, or just, busy with other stuff. You can listen to the audio, inshallah, as well. So this will help you prepare. And then once you go there, I suggest keeping the relevant book with you at all times. If it's before Hajj, keep the Umrah book with you. If Hajj has begun and it's a 5 days of Hajj, keep the Hajj booklet with you. So just keep it and refer to it every single day. Right? Make notes, use it, and keep it with you, inshallah. So this will help. So Hajj is farad. We know that Hajj is farad once in a lifetime. Over here it mentions some of the people, the conditions when it becomes farad. We don't need to go too much into that because people sitting here will be going for Hajj, right? Most of the people. For men, obviously, you have to be physically fit, have the financial ability, etc., and be able to take care of your family in your absence. For women, they also need to be able to take a mahram with them, either pay for the mahram or there should be a mahram who's ready to go with them, inshallah. Okay. And if anyone has to, Hajj is farad on them, but they cannot go, they have to write it in their will, inshallah. Moving forward, if anybody does not understand anything, you can feel free to take a note and we can ask later, inshallah, or you can raise your hand, we can ask now. For the sisters, you have your mahram sitting here, your husband sitting here, you can send them the message, whatever questions you have, and you can ask the questions, inshallah, later. Alright, so feel free to ask questions. At the same time, we will have the books as well, which we will give you later, inshallah. Now, Hajj itself, Hajj is very virtuous. Al-Hajj al-Mabrur laysa lahu jazaa'un illa al-Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Nabi sallallahu says that the reward of Hajj is Jannah itself. Jannah itself. A person who goes for Hajj and completes in the proper manner, the person will get Jannah. Whoever performs Hajj for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and does not engage in any immoral conversation, any immoral act, then he will return home like the day his mother gave birth to him. Meaning that's sinless, right? Hajj is a journey which will forgive a person's sins. There's many components in Hajj. Our ibadah, there's many types of ibadah. Right? We have the financial ibadah, like zakat. Then we have the physical ibadah, like salah. Hajj is a combination of all kinds of ibadah. It's physical and financial. And you have to have a lot of sabr inside. It's physically challenging as well. It's mentally challenging. Right? It's spiritually challenging. Right? So because of all the effort that a person puts for Hajj, that is why Hajj has so much reward. Right, we can find many virtues, but we're just going to stick to these two virtues, and inshallah in the books that we will give you will find some more virtues in there as well, inshallah. What are some of the wisdoms of Hajj? Right? What are we reminded of? There's many wisdoms in Hajj. Some wisdoms is when a person sets out for Hajj and they're reminded of the journey in the hereafter. Right? Imagine when we wear our Ihram, 2 pieces of white cloth for the men. This reminds us of our kafan, right? That we're going on a journey, it's a journey of our lifetime. We prepared so much before going, right? We're worried about what's going to happen when we go there. So the same kind of worry and concern. One is we go for a normal holiday, we're not so worried. When we're going for Hajj, a person has a different kind of worry and concern, right? Then how will everything go? Will I be able to do it? What's going to happen? How can I do it? Right? Will there be people to guide me when I'm there? Right? So a lot of worry and concern. So this is the same worry and concern a person should have for their akhirah, right? So this reminds us of our final moments. And then when we leave our family behind. Sometimes we're leaving our children behind, right? We cannot always take them with us, right? So this adds on to the worry and concern. And then at the same time, we make sure we have everything prepared. We check multiple times. Do I have everything I need? Is everything packed correctly? Do I have my ihram, all the other things that I need? right? So we have a checklist as well, right? So this reminds us of our journey to the akhirah, that we make sure we have our good deeds, right, in check with us. And then this journey will have many hardships and trials, definitely. No one says Hajj is not, Hajj is definitely going to have trials and hardships, right? If someone tells you it's all easy, nothing to worry about, yes, we should have tawakkul on Allah, but there will be challenges and hardships. We'll have to do sabr. There'll be some difficult times. There'll be unexpected things which come up, which we can go with full preparation with the best group, but something unexpected can happen, right? So a lot of sabr is needed, right? So the difficulty may be there. So again, when we wear our ihram, we're reminded of our journey to the akhirah. Then after that, what happens when we wear our ihram? When we start our niyyah for Hajj, and there's some things become halal, something becomes haram for us, right? So some are permissible, some are impermissible. So this gives us a lesson that just how in Hajj, when we're in ihram, we stay away from the impermissible acts that we cannot do in ihram, and we do that what we could do in ihram. But similarly, we should train our nafs for our entire life. That throughout our life, every single day, there's things we can do, things we should do, and things we cannot do, things we should not do. Right? So Hajj is like a training for our entire life. Similarly, when we stand in Arafah and we see hundreds of thousands of people there, right? 2-3 million people there, this reminds us of Day of Judgment when everyone will be standing there. When we're throwing pebbles at the Jamarat, this will remind us that why am I throwing pebbles? Because I'm being obedient to Allah, getting rid of shaitan, right? So obedience to Allah and staying away from the whispers of shaitan. So every action we do in Hajj reminds us of something. These are the wisdoms of every action of Hajj. So how do we prepare? Mental and spiritual preparation, right? Let's listen attentively, take some notes or make mental notes, right? If you have any questions, write them down, type them down, and we can ask them later, inshallah. We read the guide. Now there's one other kitab which will help us create spiritually prepare for Hajj. It's called Fadail Hajj, Virtues of Hajj. It's available in Urdu, in English as well, right? There's PDF available as well. And that this book will help us just feel the yearning towards Hajj and create that desire within us. So go on and spiritually prepare us as well. It has some stories in there as well, some virtues as well, a hadith as well, related, to the virtues of Hajj. So we should try and read that as well. And this is something that not only people going for Hajj should read in Hajj time, even other people not going for Hajj should read it to increase the awareness of this, right? So for the Hajj, we can inshallah share the PDFs later, inshallah. Physical preparation. Now, because I said it's an ibadah where there's physical side to it as well, we should physically prepare ourselves as well, right? Especially if we're older and we're not used to so much being so physically active, we should start preparing. Because there's going to be walking. There's times when everybody has to walk. There is no transportation. And there's times when you will have an option for transportation, but you will be better off walking rather than taking that transportation. Because if you go on the transportation, you may be stuck for hours, right? And if you walk, there's more chance you will get there quicker, right? And as I mentioned, there's some things which you have to do with walking, right? There's no option but to walk unless someone's going to put you in a wheelchair and push you, right? Even that's difficult. Right? So we should prepare, right? This just gives us an idea. First, walking will be in the Umrah itself that we do before the Hajj. In the Tawaf itself is depending where you're doing the Tawaf, close to the Kaaba, far from the Kaaba. This can be up to a mile, right? If you do Tawaf on the roof, it's 2.5-3 miles almost, right? And it can get long. One Tawaf, meaning 7 rounds altogether, 7 rounds is 2.5 miles. That's a considerable amount for someone who doesn't walk on a regular basis, right? Sa'i is almost 2 miles going back and forth. Walking from Mina to Arafat. So most people will not walk from Mina to Arafat. You will get buses. Arafat to Muzdalifah, again, you will most likely get buses. Muzdalifah to Mina, my suggestion is if you can walk, just walk. It's a very nice walk. It's early in the morning and very big. It's 3.5 to 4 miles. It depends where your tent is. If your tent is a common tent, then Mina to Arafat walk will be shorter. But the walk from your tent to the Jamarat is longer. If you're a VIP tent close by, your walk from Mina, from Muzdalifah to your tent is going to be longer, but then the Jamarat is close by, right? And then on the last day, Mina to Makkah, you may have to walk. If not the whole way, you will definitely have to walk some of the way, right? It's impossible for any car to get you all the way up to the Haram. And if you do, it can take you half a day to just to get from Mina to Makkah on the last day will take you half a day. At least 6, 7, 8 hours in the car. It could happen, right? So we have to be prepared. What do we need to do? We need to intention. We need to do tawbah, right? Before we go, fulfill all the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the rights of any other people, human beings that we have. If we owe someone money, we have to give someone something, give it to them, right? Or we'll be ready to go. Make sure we have good travel companions, right? The people going with us. If you know someone going with us, try and find someone who will be in our group, who will give us good companionship. This is very important, right? Because in Hajj, you will be in a room with other people you don't know, right? Most of the time what happens, they put in, unless you're getting a room privately for yourself, most of the time what happens, they put in 3 to 4 men together, 4 women together in one room. Sometimes you'll be paired up with random people you don't know, right? So if you have some companions from before who you know, it'll be easier. And if not, you get paired up with random people, there will be a lot of sabr involved. For the men folk it's easier, for the women there'll be more sabr, because usually for them it's more difficult to adapt to people who they don't know, right, in a room, right? But it will happen. As far as luggage goes, take what you need, but don't take unnecessary items. What do we need to take? We'll give you a list later, inshallah. Save yourself from sin throughout the journey and make dua at all times, whenever possible. Now, what are some things we should definitely take? Make sure you have photocopies of all your documents, right? All your documents. When you go there, they may take away your passport, right? So make sure you have extra photocopies of everything. And in this day and age, I would say take pictures of all your documents as well, right? Take pictures and keep it with you. Right? So just a couple of things to mention is that when it comes to the previous slide, when it comes to making intention, then we should do it only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not to show off, right? We should not make a big deal about it. We're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're not doing it just as a burden. We're doing it because we want to do it for the sake of Allah, to make Allah happy, and we're looking forward to this journey. This should be our intention, our preparation, mental preparation, right? It comes in some hadith that closer to the time of Qiyamah, the rich people will do Hajj as a holiday, middle class people will go for business, and the scholars will go to show off, and the poor, show off their, the knowledge, and the poor people will go to beg. And so we don't want to be part of any of those groups. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us, right? And this is again, Farad Hajj is only once. Your first Hajj is your Farad Hajj. If you already did your first Hajj, then the second Hajj is not your Farad Hajj, it's a Nafil Hajj. So if you're going for the first time, this is the one and only time we have to get it as right as possible. There's no second chance for Hajj. Yes, you can do Nafil Hajj later, but Farad Hajj only happens once, right? And as far as keeping our reliance, tawakkul, we should have full tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Give reliance. When you go to someone's house as a guest, do you worry about what food you're going to get? Do you worry about where you're going to sleep? No, your host will, be concerned about that. That where am I going to, which room am I going to prepare for him? What meal am I going to serve my guests? They prepare. So our host is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tawakkul in Allah. Allah will take care of everything. You've done your preparation before, and I say Bismillah and go. Whatever happens, put it in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Allah will help us, inshallah. Again, going back to the useful items, if there's vaccines which are needed, meningitis shot, etc., sometimes is needed, right? If you need that, we should take it, keep a copy of that. Cash money, nowadays, a lot of places do take credit card, but we should take some dollars. If you're taking dollars, take $100 bills. This is the suggestion. Take $100 bills. You will find money exchanges all over, right? And when you give the $100 bill, they'll give you the best rate, which is there. The rate is usually set. There's a set rate, 3.74, 3.75. It usually never changes. The per riyal, right? You get 3.75 riyals per dollar. So take some, cash with you as well. Have your credit card. Have enough cash as well, inshallah. Have a copy of everything, your travel itinerary, your hotel information, everything. Make sure you print it out and have copies, extra copies. One copy with you if you're going with your wife or family members, one copy with them as well, right? Because you may need physical copies, right? And then always keep extra pairs of slippers with you as well. Keep an extra pair of slippers to use in the bathroom, right? Just for use in the bathroom in the hotel, right? Extra pair of flip-flops or something which you can use in the hotel for the bathroom. You will need extra pair. Comfortable footwear which you can wear outside of Ihram, and comfortable Ihram suitable for women. There's no restriction to Ihram footwear. You can wear, you can wear anything. We're coming ahead, right? But for men, footwear that is suitable for wear inside of Ihram, and then take a separate footwear like nice sandals or nice shoes which you can wear outside of Ihram as well for walking. And even the footwear that you need for Ihram, because it's Hajj, there will be a lot of walking. So try and get slippers don't just get cheap flip-flops, right? Try and invest in a good pair of Ihram suitable chappal and slippers, which will be comfortable during the days of Hajj as well, and keep an extra pair with you as well. Right, one thing we should definitely keep is, you get those string bags, those thin string bags, take a couple of those. When you go in the haram, anytime you will need them. You put your shoes inside, put maybe some water bottles inside, and you take that in the haram. So keep the string bag. Women usually have a big bag or purse, but it's best to keep the string bags. Why? Because when you put on your back, your hands are free now. You don't want to take a very big backpack. They will check it and everything. They will do checking. If it's just a small string bag, doesn't take up space, has no weight, there'll be less weight on your shoulders, and you can just take it with you going, put your shoes in there, right? Come on, take couple of bottles with you, water bottles. So keep some string bags with you, sunglasses, shower gel, etc. Now, because when we start our ihram, we cannot use scented items. So you cannot use scented soap. So take some unscented soap with you. Unscented soap, whether it's bar soap or just some. You also get some liquid soap, which are unscented. Take it, fill it in some small bottles, and keep that with you. Keep a small one for your hand luggage, which you can use either a bar or some liquid, and then put a little bit extra in your suitcase. So during the days of Hajj, when you need to use soap after using the bathroom, if you need to, use it at any other time, you have your unscented soap, right? Once you go into the state of Ihram, you cannot use anything with smell or scent, with fragrance, right? So unfragranced, unscented soap. Make sure you take some of that with you from here. You can get it, right? If you search it up. Again, there's some other things, some basic tissues, Ziplocs, toiletries, and all that. You should take your own, inshallah. Also, if someone uses moisturizer, lotion, etc., then you will not be able to use scented moisturizer while you're in Ihram. If you really need it, take unscented. Definitely, one thing to definitely take is normal Vaseline, plain Vaseline. Make sure you have a tub of that, right? A small tub. It will definitely come in handy. Bandages and that should also be taken. You will need it. Again, some other things here, medications, right? Tablets, basic tablets you can take from here. Usually you can get it there, but there's two things. One is you have to get to the pharmacy. You can find the pharmacy, but then, to get there, it sometimes takes some time, right, to find it, and then if you're really tired, so it's best to have your basic meds with you from here. And second thing is, it does run expensive as well sometimes, right? They will overcharge you, right? Things you definitely need is cough drops or cough syrup, those kind of stuff. You will need, because most people they end up getting some kind of cold or cough ache or something, right? Ibuprofen, Tylenol, all these kind of stuff. Take it with you. Sunscreen, right? You will need for the days of Hajj. Multivitamins, anything else. Start those people going for Hajj. Start taking vitamin C tablets from now. Vitamin C tablets, take it on a daily basis, right? So find some vegan vitamin C tablets and take that. That will help you, inshallah. Take some small extra towels with you. Snacks. Now, you will need some snacks, dry snacks, especially protein bars, energy bars, or some kind of dry snacks. You get dry, depending on what your taste is, right? Take some dry snacks with you, which you can just, chew on, etc., right? You have some dry, biscuits or bars or chivra, etc., those kind of stuff, right? Nuts and those kind of stuff, yes. Take that. Why? Dry fruit, all these stuff, basics. Why? During the days of Hajj, it will come in handy, right? Why? Because there may be meals, but maybe you don't like it. Maybe you don't want to eat too much because you will have bathroom problem, and the bathrooms are not always very clean, right? And sometimes you'll be on the move, you won't get a chance to eat properly, you will need some dry fruit with you. So keep some of this stuff with you, inshallah. Chargers, portable, take a portable charger with you. You won't always find a plug. So make sure you invest in a good portable charger where you can charge your phone and your devices, right? Take these devices as possible, just phone if needed, right? Try not to take your laptop and all that unless you really, really need it, right? Or if you want to take a tablet, that's fine, right? But best make sure you have your own portable charger. That too, try and get something that can last you at least 2 to 3 days without having to charge the charger, right? Because remember, when you go to Mina, there will be plugs, but sometimes it's not easy to get to a plug. There's one tent, you're going to be 20, depending on how big the tent is, 20 to 40 people in the tent, how many people are going to be able to get to a charger, right? So make sure you have your own portable charger. For men, make sure you have some gel or Vaseline which you can use to put in your between your legs when you're walking as well, because we'll have ihram and no clothes inside. Some other points here as well, inshallah. Okay, before leaving home, read 2 rakat nafil salah. This is not for ihram, just general nafil salah. Salatul hajah, salatul shukr, make dua, right? Rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be happy that you're going. Not grief, not tension. Be happy that I'm going to fulfill this great obligation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Learn the du'as of safar, ayatul kursi, etc. Recite this on a regular basis. Now we're starting towards the main part. There's 3 types of hajj, right? Hajj ifrad is a person who has only hajj no umrah. Hajj tamattu. Most people do hajj tamattu. Hajj tamattu means you're doing umrah and hajj, and you go to do umrah, you're going to cut off your ihram and then do a new ihram for hajj, right? Everyone here is doing hajj tamattu, I believe? Everyone hajj tamattu, inshallah? Right? Hajj Qiran is when you join the umrah and hajj in one ihram, right? Ifrad is usually for local people because they cannot do tamattu and Qiran. people coming from outside would usually do tamattu or qiran. Qiran is only advised if you really need to do it because of lack of time. Otherwise, tamattu is recommended, and most people do tamattu. Why? Because in that you will do your umrah, then you will come out of your ihram, and then you will do a fresh ihram for Hajj. Sometimes people think, oh, I only have 2 days or 3 days or 2 days between umrah and Hajj. Let me just continue my ihram and get more reward, because qiran is more reward, but it's not easy, right? There are restrictions when you're in ihram, right? So it's best just to go for Hajj tamattu, especially if it's your first time you're going with women folk. Best is just to do Hajj tamattu. So a person has there's two ihrams. For that, we have to know which Hajj we're doing, because in the intention that we make for ihram, we have to make that specific intention, right? For Hajj tamattu, we only make intention for umrah first, and then at Hajj ihram, we do separate intention for Hajj ihram. Right? So we're going to ihram again before Hajj on the 8th of the Hijjah. Most rewarding is Hajj Qiran, right? In the Hanafi school of thought, but then Hajj tamattu, then Hajj Ifrad. No one is doing Hajj Qiran here, right? So I can skip those specific masala of Hajj Qiran. Hajj Tamattu, everybody? Inshallah. Hajj Tamattu, inshallah? Right, okay. Okay, so we're going to focus on Hajj Tamattu. Now we go to Ihram. Ihram, what is Ihram? When do we do it and how do we do it? Now, just quick here. Are we going to Makkah first or Medina first? Makkah. And Makkah, and then you're going to stay there till Hajj, you're going to go to Medina and then go back to Makkah.
After Medina, we go back.
So you're going to go to Makkah, do your Umrah, then go to Medina, then for Hajj again Makkah? How about up?
I'm going to Medina and then back to Makkah.
Okay, so you're going to go Medina first, then Makkah one time. Umrah and Hajj together. Do you know what day you're going to Makkah? How many days before Hajj? Hajj is 8th of Dhul Hijjah. Okay. So we should look at the dates as well, so we can mentally be prepared. We need to get schedule. How about you, Uncle?
I'm going to Makkah first, and then after Hajj, Medina, and from Medina to home.
Okay, so it's simple. So you're going to go Makkah, Medina, then Makkah again. Huh? They're taking you back and forth. Okay, so now it seems like everyone is going to. You're going to Medina first, you said?
Yes.
He's Medina, we are Makkah.
Okay, Makkah. Okay. Now, if you're going to Medina first, you don't have to worry about Ihram now. Your Ihram will be from Medina. For those going to Makkah first, do you have a layover somewhere? Are you stopping somewhere? Abu Dhabi. You?
I'm non-stop.
Non-stop. Okay. So if you're going non-stop, right? To Jeddah, right? So one is a direct flight. Now, you should take your Ihram in your hand luggage. If you're going straight to your Ihram and all the things of your Ihram should be in your hand luggage. You don't have to wear it if you don't want to from your home, but you should have it in your hand luggage. Okay? Everything is for your ihram. Your slippers, your ihram cloths, 2 cloths. I'll show you how to tie it, inshallah, later. Right? All that should be in your hand luggage. You as well, aapko bhi hand luggage mein le jana padega. You have to take it in your hand luggage. The difference is that he will have to change the plane, or you can wear your shalwar or your pants and then just keep the ihram on top. And then later you can remove the bottom and wear the bottom piece of the ihram later. So at least half of it is done. It's up to you. It's everyone does different, whatever they're right. If you're going direct flight to Jeddah, I think it's Saudi Airlines. They have a namaz area inside the plane. Saudi, right? Saudi Airlines is direct, right? So they have a small salah area on the plane where people usually are allowed to change and people go there. But you have to make sure you beat the rush because it gets very crowded at that time, right? Now,
In that case, I can wear Ihram at home.
either you can wear it from home and you can keep your underclothes on for now if you want. But then remember, you have to go through airport security. Sometimes it's hard with ihram. You have to have your luggage. I would suggest keeping your hand luggage. Go to the airport, check in. Then once you go to the gate, then if you want to wear it there, then that's fine. That'll be easier, right? Or you can even take it to the plane and change the plane's up to you. But I wouldn't suggest wearing it from home, right? Now, one thing is you should not do not do your intention for ihram. Do not do your intention for ihram. Intention for ihram you should do after you're sitting in the plane 2 hours before you reach Jeddah, right? You will know, right? They announce we're going to pass through Jeddah. That's when you do your intention, right? Even Al-Kubi, your two rakat of, you can do your 2 rakat nafil namaz at home. 2 rakat of ihram you can do at home, or you can do it in the plane. It's up to you. If you're doing it in the plane, you can just sit on your seat and face a direction with wudu. You can sit on your seat and do it in any direction you're facing on the seat for nafil namaz. It doesn't matter, right? You can do your 2 rakat in Abu Dhabi.
We are going first Abu Dhabi, then Jeddah, then Makkah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Jeddah is within the, you have to wear ihram before reaching Jeddah. So 1 hour before you land, you have to have your ihram on, right? So your 2 rakat can be in Abu Dhabi. Your 2 rakat you can do at home as well, but don't do intention. Intention, you hold off to it. Ihram doesn't mean you wear a cloth. Ihram is the intention. That's when your ihram starts. So you can technically do your 2 rakat of salah earlier, and the actual intention you can do it later, inshallah, right? So again, you have to, both of you have to keep your ihram in your hand luggage, right? For those doing a layover or going direct flight. If you're going Medina first, you don't have to worry, you can pack your ihram in your suitcase. Now, just to understand, we have some, these are the boundaries that we have, right? Okay, this thing is small. Now, think about it this way, that we have this table here, right? And inside we have this book or this laptop here. Think of this laptop as the haram, meaning the whole haram boundary, and think of this whole thing as the area known as miqat, right? Miqat is an area out of the haram, which is pretty extended on some sides, right? Before crossing the miqat, the outer boundary, you have to be in the state of ihram. For those people flying into Jeddah, you have to be in ihram approximately 1 hour before landing, right? Depending on what direction you're coming from, but to be on the safe side, best to be in ihram 1 hour before landing, right? Once you enter the miqat, now you're not in the haram yet. There's an area over here after crossing the outer boundary. Inside, right around Makkah area, there's a haram area, right? The part in between is called Hil. It's called Hil. So we have miqat, then we have the middle part is Hil, and the very part around Makkah is called haram. For ihram, you have to be in ihram before crossing the miqat, right? So depending what side you're coming from, Medina side, you have Dhul Hulayfa is right outside of Medina. Usually they stop you there, you can make your intention for ihram there. All the other sides, you'll be flying in. Sometimes a plane comes around this way, that way, so that's why we say 1 hour before entering into Jeddah. Because a plane will not fly straight into Jeddah, usually it comes up from here, enters the miqat, and then it lands in Jeddah, right? So that's why we say from before. So these are the different miqat. We're not going to go into the details of that, but you have to be in ihram before you enter miqat. So again, it's called miqat. Before crossing miqat, ihram has to be on. If someone enters miqat without wearing ihram, then you may need to give a penalty later on, right? So we want to avoid that. Ihram does not mean just to wear 2 pieces of cloth. Ihram is a condition. It's a condition that you're in, right? The condition person. Now, when a person who comes into the state, it's called the state of ihram. You know, wudu. Wudu is like a state of wudu, right? Ihram is a state, a condition, and that comes after intention and talbiyah. So you wear the clothes of ihram. For men, it's clothes. Women have no specific clothes. There's only a few rulings you have to follow. Men, you have to come into the specific clothes and get rid of any other clothes. You wear the clothes first. Then you make the intention, then you recite the talbiyah. Once you recite the talbiyah, that's when your ihram starts. That's like basically, now you started officially, right? You tied the knot of your ihram, right? After that, the things that were lawful become unlawful, right? If a lady wants to change clothes before coming to ihram, it's fine, but they don't really need to, okay? Now, what should you do from home? Whether you're taking a transit flight or you're going direct, you should definitely make sure you do all the necessary things, such as taking a nice shower and bath, right? Clipping your nails, removing unwanted hair. Do all of this from home, because you're not going to get a chance, right? If you're in Medina, you do it before you leave Medina. Get all this done, right? Again, you have your 2 ihram white pieces of cloth. Now, one other thing you can do is before you make your niyyah of ihram, right? Before niyyah. What did I say? Before niyyah. So before you read your 2 rakat ihram salat, before the niyyah, take some itar or perfume and put it on your body. On your body. But it should not leave color behind, and do not put it on your cloth. On the cloth of ihram. Put it on your body. You can put perfume before you start your ihram, right? Because after ihram, you will not be able to do it. So before ihram, put some itar or some thing on your body, inshallah. Okay, salat time, we're going to pause. We'll have the adhan, inshallah. We will continue. Okay, so we'll continue with this, inshallah. So how to tie the ihram? This is the easiest way to tie the ihram. There's some demonstration there as well. We'll just show over here. For the bottom part, take majority on one side and a little bit on the other side. Right? So let's say for the right side you take less. Take it till there. And ihram, always open it up fully. The bigger the sheet, the better. And when you tie it, depending on how tall you are, try and take it as high as possible, and low enough that it's above your ankles, right? And when you tie your ihram, spread your feet. Stand like this. Don't tie it like this. Spread your feet. Take it as close as possible under the arms as you can, depending on how tall you are, how big your sheet is. You don't want to take it so high that it becomes very high from the bottom. From the bottom, it should be about this length, like how the length of your jubbah would be, around that length, right? So if you're very tall, you have to put it a bit lower. If you're shorter, you can take it a bit higher. But the higher, the better, right? You're going to go like this, spread your legs. This one will come over here, under your arm. And this, you will take round, like this. Right? Now, it's like a lungi, right? Once you do this, then the easiest way you do this, it will never come off. You don't even need a belt. You can fold it over like this on all the sides. Once, and then even twice if you want to. This will never come out, right? And you can also tighten it. Now when you do this, make sure it's loose from the bottom and tight from the top. That's why we did this. And this piece on the right side, which is long, you will have to take some extra and tuck it in. Because the bottom is more wide, what's going to happen is going to hang down. So you don't want it to hang down and get dirty, right? So this piece you're going to go like this. Now at this point, for the males, if you want to wear a belt, you're able to, no problem. You want to wear some pouch over here, you can do that as well, right? You can wear a belt. If someone has a fear, you can put safety pins as well if you really need to. If someone has a fear of the ihram opening up and you want to get it stitched over here, that's permissible. Stitched over here, I mean, just down the middle. If you want to, that's permissible, right? When we say that ihram has no unstitched clothing, it means unstitched clothing according to the shape of the body. So you cannot wear kurta, you cannot wear pants, you cannot wear underclothes, right? But if the ihram itself has some stitching, that's fine. But again, the best is to be completely unstitched, right? So once again, tie it like this. You want like this, and then like this. If you have a pouch for money or something, the best place to put it would be here, right? And you fold it over like this. Just fix it up a little bit, make sure it's tight enough. If not, then adjust it. This ihram will never come out, inshallah. It will stay, even if you don't put any belt, it will be good, good to go, inshallah. Just make sure you're comfortable in it, and make sure it's not too low below your ankles. If it is, then you want to push it up a little bit and adjust like that. Now for the top part, what's the best way to wear this? For this, again, now you will not keep your arm open. Arm open is only when you start your tawaf. Until tawaf, your arm is going to be closed. What you're going to do, again, right side less, left side more. This right side, just enough that this top part is going to be tucked in over here. You want to tuck it in over here, right? Tuck it in here, and then you take your hand out. So this part, again, tuck it in over here nicely. Take this over here and over your shoulder. Or it can be the other way around as well. Then you tuck this side in over here. Over here. This will probably be easier. And then you take the right side. If you're right, this will be easier because with your right arm you can throw it back. And once you throw it back now, you can get someone to tuck this in, to put a safety pin there, it's fine. Just make sure you have enough space for your arms to move. And now this is your ihram. Right? So this is the best way to wear it during the days of Hajj. At all times, most of the time your ihram will be like this. You can put pins here, you can put anything else. It's fine, it's permissible. You can put pins in the back, or you can just tell someone to tuck it in the back. This will be adjustable, so whenever you need, you can throw it on like this. This will stay tucked here, so that way the whole thing doesn't fall out and doesn't become exposed, right? But this again can be adjustable as needed. Sometimes you will need to go like this when you're making wudu or going to the bathroom to make sure it doesn't touch the floor. You can take it out as well when needed. But again, this side, put it in here, just like this, and this will be the easiest way to wear your ihram, inshallah. This will not come out.
Could you show me top part again?
Sure. So again, top part, this will be the easiest. I have more on the right side, just enough on the left side. I'm going to tuck it under the right shoulder, and this over the shoulder, but like this, right, like a chadar. Right, those brothers who wear chadar, it's easy for them because they do it all the time. So this will be your ihram. Then you can tell someone to tuck it in over here as well if you want. Roll it in so it doesn't fall off. You can have pins over there so it doesn't fall off. You can have a pin over here as well so it doesn't slip out, right? Safety pins. So take safety pins with you if you need it in case, if you're used to it and you don't need safety pin, that's also fine, inshallah.
Both of them are same size? The top part?
Yeah, it's the same size. Whatever ihram you buy, they're both going to be the same size. When you do buy an ihram, try and make, the bigger the sheet the better, and the more this is a little bit thick. Depending on the weather there, the more breathable, the better, right? You could change your cloth later if you want. You don't have to keep the same cloth on the whole time. Like Umrah is very quick, but even if you're doing the Umrah, you want to change it. Or Hajj is you're gonna have your Ihram on for like 3-4 days straight. You can change it in between, no problem. You should take extra Ihram with you. Over here, if you have only one pair, no problem. When you go there, before you start Hajj, try and buy an extra pair. At least take one extra cloth with you. If not both pieces because of lack of luggage. Because again, in Hajj, during the days of Hajj, you have to take your luggage with you to Mina. Sometimes you have to carry it all around because you cannot leave it in the tent, right? So you take at least one extra cloth with you in case it gets napak, in case it's dirty in the bathroom or somewhere. So you have something to change with, right? And you will get you will feel the need to maybe change it sometimes. So if you really need to, you can change it, inshallah.
Right? One extra sheet.
Yeah. Huh? You can take one extra sheet if you can fit both. Take both extra sheets, no problem. Right? But yeah, definitely keep at least one spare sheet, at least. Right? At least one spare sheet, yeah.
Apart during Tawaf.
Yes, so we're going to come to that. Now, during Tawaf, that is when you will expose your right arm. That is why it's best to keep the short part on this side and this one, the long one. Because during Tawaf, you will expose your right arm and go like this. But this is only during Tawaf. As soon as your Tawaf is done, again, you have to cover it. Some people wear it like this the whole time. That's against the Sunnah. Only during the Tawaf you will open up your right arm. Any other questions regarding the Ihram? We're going to go through some of the rulings right now. This is the method of wearing it.
And what about the Sa'i?
Sa'i also, it stays closed. Arm stays closed.
Arm will be closed.
Closed, yes, arm closed. Only for Tawaf. Only Tawaf. Okay, so you could have a normal belt, you can have a pouch, you can have a strap belt, you can wear a bag as well. All that is permissible in Ihram. The only thing is you cannot wear clothes which stitch the shape of your body. You cannot wear a coat or hoodie. You can put a blanket over your body. That's also fine. You can take a coat and just put it over your shoulders. You cannot wear the coat because you cannot wear anything which is stitched. So just keep these points in mind. One other thing to keep with you is an umbrella. You will need it during the days of Hajj, right? So this is fine, right? As you see. So we just did a practical demonstration of this. Shoulders covered except in Tawaf. This is fine. Now we go into the Ihram sandals for men. Again, for women, there's very few restrictions besides a bigger restriction. In terms of clothing, there's almost no restrictions for women. The only thing for women is that they have to keep their face open. Face means from the forehead to the forehead to the chin, right? That has to remain open. And if they want to get a special, those women who do parda, you get special pardas which keep the cloth away from your face. There's like a cap underneath and wear. You can also just buy a cap and wear the parda on top of that. Some women they do that as well, right? So that's also fine. Only the face needs to be open. For them, everything else, there's no restriction. For men, your head has to remain open and your feet have to remain open as well, right? Now, in the state of Ihram, men should keep the following parts uncovered. Both ankles, the middle protruding bone on both feet, the area between the heel and that point of the back of the foot which is in line with the ankles. As a precaution, according to some fuqaha, one should also keep the heel uncovered. Now, what does this practically mean? If you can take a look at this, there's diagrams here with the red marking all the areas that need to remain open, right? So anything around the ankles has to remain open. The top part of the foot, this part has to remain open as well. And above the heel also, according to some, should remain open. Okay, so both ankles, the area between the heel and that point of the back of the foot which is in line with the ankles. So the ankle and around, draw a line around, that whole part has to remain open. Right around the ankles, this much. Then the top part of the foot, which has this main bone over here, this ankle bone. Right, it has a scientific name as well, it's not coming to mind right now. The rising bone in the middle of the foot, including the little bit area beneath it, should remain uncovered. So this portion. Right. Now this is the shaded part has to remain uncovered. These are some kinds of footwear which are permissible and some which are not permissible. This is permissible, this is permissible. These kinds of footwear are not permissible, sandals, right? While you're in the state of Ihram. Again, this is for men only. Ihram for women. Women can continue to wear their normal jilbab and abaya. Women do not even need to change into any specific color of clothes, specific type of clothes. They can wear their normal clothing. But obviously, because you're in the haram, we should be in the highest state of our, modesty. So you should wear your jilbab, your burqa on top of your clothing, right? This is the best. and keep it light, and wear your jilbab on top of your clothing. Make sure your hair is now. For women, you have to remember that your whole body has to be covered. The satr has to be covered, so you should be wearing loose clothing, and your hair is part of your satr. Your hair should not remain uncovered. Right? We should be extremely careful to make sure that the hair is covered at all times, especially when we're in front of the non-mahram males, especially in Mina. During the days of Hajj, this is the most important. In Mina, you become a little bit relaxed because you're living in the tent technically, right? And you have separate tents for men and women, but they're close by, right? You will see people walking on. As soon as you walk out of the tent, there'll be men over there. So we're going to make sure that you're covered properly. Okay, the figure is concealed, the clothing is loose, right? And light material, not very heavy material, right? And for women, gloves, socks, normal footwear is all allowed, right? Just that the face has to remain open. So if she does want to keep her face covered when she goes out, she can wear a cap and wear the covering on top of the cap. Now, how do we start our ihram? How do we start our ihram? So first we pray 2 rakat sunnah salah. Avoid makruh time. It should not be makruh time, right? If it's makruh time and you don't have chance to pray the 2 rakat ihram salah, it's fine. Because of the makruh time, you can skip that because it's just sunnah. The main thing is the intention, and intention means talbiyah and the actual intention that follows it. Right? The intention and then the talbiyah, that's actually starting. Now, if it is permissible time to perform salah, you should do your 2 rakat salah of ihram. Pray salah for men. When you perform your salah, your head should be covered. So whether you cover the topi or you just take your ihram and put it over your head, that's fine. So you perform salah with your head covered, and then you make dua. Now, as one brother said, he's going direct flight. So you want to pray your 2 rakat at home, it's fine. Just don't make your intention. And you can keep your head covered as well if you want to act upon the sunnah, right? The intention will be later. Now, when it's time for you to make niyyah, when should you make niyyah? We already described that when you want to make niyyah. The niyyah and salah do not have to be back to back. You can do your salah early when it's convenient for you, because for salah you have to have some time and space and all of that. Niyyah you can do anywhere. So it doesn't have to be back to back. You can do your salah earlier and you can do your niyyah later when it's convenient for you, right at the last moment, right? Now, when it comes time for niyyah, you recite the talbiyah, right? Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. If you don't know this, you should learn it. Inna alhamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. You should say at least once, and thrice is sunnah. After that, some durood upon the Prophet ﷺ. Right? Again, if you're wearing ihram from home, don't do this now. This should be done later in the plane. After that, you make your intention. Right? So this is the labbaik. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik. You'll find it in the books that we're giving out, inshallah. It'll be in the books, it'll be in Arabic, it'll be in transliteration, it'll be in the translation will also be there, inshallah. Now, this talbiyah is a beauty of Hajj. Jabir ibn Abdullah narrated that Rasulullah said, the person who wears the ihram in the morning and continues to recite talbiyah, once you start your ihram, now your talbiyah should be recited as much as possible. Recite talbiyah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, as much as possible. Your sins are forgiven in such a way that will be as though his mother has given birth to him. Right? Talbiyah is the most virtuous dhikr of Hajj. This is your dhikr of Hajj. Talbiyah should be read in Umrah until you see the Kaaba. So if you're in Umrah, your talbiyah from the time you make the intention until you see the Kaaba for the first time. Right? And in Hajj, you do your talbiyah from the time you start your ihram until you pelt the first Jamarat. Right? We're coming to the breakdown of Hajj later, inshallah. And talbiyah, you don't need to read it collectively, individually. You're sitting, people nowadays, they make it a habit. You're sitting on a bus and one person reads it, everyone follows. You don't need to do all of that. Individual talbiyah. This is masnoon, right? Now, what is prohibited in ihram? Wear your perfume. You cannot use perfume items, scented soap, toothpaste, mouthwash, right? You can take a picture of this if you want. It's in the book as well, so it'll be in there, inshallah. Scented food and drink. Scented means raw scent inside the food and drink, right? Like food that is mixed with saffron, mint, etc., vanilla, rose essence. If it's all cooked, it doesn't matter. Like biryani is fine, it's all cooked, right? But you put unscented essence inside, and this will cause a smell. You should avoid that. For men, their head should not be covered; it should remain uncovered. You cannot wear any sewn clothing, undergarments, right? Garments that have been made to fit the limbs, such as shirts, jackets. You cannot do all that. You cannot kill any insect or any animal in ihram, right? If it's a fly or cockroach, we should not kill that in ihram, right? Intimate talk or actions between the husband and the wife should also be. We should also stay away from that. You could wear rings, glasses, watches. This is all permissible. This is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention, that after you do the 2 rakat of ihram, then You should make dua, right? As many du'as as you know, all the masnoon du'as, you can make them, inshallah. And just avoid the makruh times. If you're not sure what the makruh times are, you can ask later, inshallah. When you said labbaik, concentrate on the meaning of the labbaik. What is the meaning? And as much as possible. Now, we said that any scent, etc. is prohibited. This means that when we're on the plane, we should avoid the soap, etc. they have there. Sometimes they give scented towels to clean the hands. We should try and avoid that as well. Okay? Avoid the scented towels and that. That's why I said make sure you have the unscented soap. So we want to make sure we stay away from all of that, because we'll have to end up giving some kind of penalty if we use it, right? Sometimes mistakes will happen very easily. You may use soap sometimes, right? So we're going to discuss ahead what do you do if that happens. You can change your clothes again. You could take a shower or a bath, but remember one thing: the purpose of ihram is to remain in that condition to make yourself more desirable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when that's the purpose of ihram, unnecessarily do not take a bath. Unnecessarily do not change your ihram. If it gets napak, if it gets impure, then you can change it. If you feel ready, then you need to take a shower. Sometimes it's masnoon to take a shower, for example, in the morning of Arafah, etc. Take a quick shower, but don't start rubbing your body with soap and everything, right? Quick shower, just put some water, just pat yourself dry a little bit, and then wear the ihram again, right? Just if it's really hot, you need to cool off, or it's really you feel the need to do so, then fine. If the need arises to do so. Now, when you're resting, again, you're gonna be other people are gonna be there in the tent. You're gonna have your ihram. Make sure your sadr remains covered at all times for the men. So even when you sit down with the ihram, when you tie it, when you sit down, right? I would advise you that you go like this to the ihram and then you sit down, right? When you go in ruku and sajda, that's why it's good to keep it loose from the bottom. If it's very tight, when you go in sajda, your sadr can be exposed from the back, right? Also, if you have it too high, again, your sadr can become exposed. So you don't want to keep the ihram too high. You don't want to keep it all the way below the ankles, just the right length, right? A little bit above the ankles, and keep it loose on the bottom so that you have some, extra cloth to play with, right? If a person is really big body, kind of get a larger size of a ihram size, right? Not a very small piece. Wrestling which has no odor, that's fine. You could use miswak, which is unscented, normal miswak. You cannot use toothpaste which has a scent. Now, what do? How do you clean your teeth? Either you get toothpaste which has no scent in it, which is very difficult, right? Another option is that you keep miswak with you, or you can keep baking soda. The main component in toothpaste is baking soda. So you take some baking soda with you, that will clean your teeth. That will do the job, right? So that's what we did. We kept a small tin with some baking soda, dipped the toothpaste in the brush in there, and used that along with the miswak, and we were fine, right? For a few days. It's not a problem. And also, I know sometimes what happens in some groups, they give you a lot of desi food and heavy food, and that in the days of Hajj, it's best to eat as much as simple food as possible. Dry food, fruits and all that, simple food, right? That's the best. It'll be easier for you as well, and it's just better. Continue with dhikr and talbiyah, stay away from sinner futile activities. Salah, we don't want to miss salah at any time, especially when we're on the journey of Hajj and missing salah. This is the worst thing we can do, right? Stay away from sins of the eyes. Alright, now because you're musafir, you have to do qasr, right? For us, because we live in Oman, the moment you leave Nassau County and you go to the airport, JFK, you're musafir already. All your salah will be qasr salah, right? And most people here, you'll be performing qasr on most of your journey. Only people like maybe you go from India, Pakistan, they're staying for like 1 whole month there, and they have like more than 2 weeks in Makkah or more than 2 weeks in Medina, then they will not perform qasr. But besides that, for most of us, we're going to be performing qasr the whole journey. Our whole journey is barely 2 weeks long, right? Or 2.5 weeks. So we're going to be moving in between as well. So we have qasr for the whole journey, right? We should learn the masalih of musafir. We should know how to perform salah for qasr, right? Which most people already know, alhamdulillah. When we arrive to Jeddah, be patient. You come to Jeddah, they have the Hajj terminal. You have to be patient. You have to wait sometimes for a long time. They make you wait in lines. You have to just sit around at the airport sometimes. We have to have a lot of patience, right? We should encourage our families, women folk also have patience, sabr. It's all about sabr. The whole journey about Hajj is all about sabr. Everywhere you go, just sabr. You will get angry, you'll get frustrated, you want to say something to someone, do something. We just have to, some things are not in our hand, right? And some things are not in their hands as well, right? Remain engaged in dhikr and talbiyah, pure state, talbiyah on the tongue, humility and respect. Dua istighfar, as much as istighfar as we can do istighfar. And durud sharif. Istighfar and durud sharif should be two of our main adhkar, right? Now, from Jeddah. So again, ihram is put on before we reach Jeddah. If you're coming from Medina, you put your ihram on in the hotel, then usually the bus will stop at Masjid Al-Khalifa. You can do 2 salah there, and you can make an intention there and go. If you don't want to stop there, you can even just go in Masjid Nabi, do your 2 salah and intention there and go straight if you cannot stop at Masjid Al-Khalifa, if you're going from Medina. And again, if you're going from Medina to Makkah, you have to do another Umrah. Right? So, आप जाएंगे in Makkah, उस वक्त आपका एक Umrah होगा. Then you're going to go again from Medina, then Makkah again. No, that's going to be when?
No, Medina to
Straight Hajj. Huh?
straight Hajj and then back.
Okay, straight Medina's going to be straight. So that means when they take you from Medina, it's maybe going to be 7th Dhul Hijjah or something.
Yes.
Right? So that Ihram, if you're not going to do Umrah again, you have to keep it on for Hajj. Right? So you'll have to keep it on. So I don't know how much time you have between what your dates are, but what dates ko dekhna padega. That when you leave Medina to go back to Makkah, what day will that be? Right? And if it's like just one day before Hajj, then that means you're probably not going to do Umrah again. Right? Did they discuss all that with you?
Yeah, I think it's first we going Makkah, then Medina. Medina to Hajj and then back to
Okay, so Medina, they're going to take you back to Makkah or back to Mina straight?
back to Makkah. Mina state.
Mina straight. Okay, so that's probably maybe the night before.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Yeah, so just make sure the dates are on. I think you're prepared for that, inshallah. Okay. That might be a little bit long
Yes.
for you, right? It'll be a little bit, maybe extra day or extra half a day or something. So you have to be prepared for that, inshallah. Now we wore ihram, right? We went to Jeddah. We went from Jeddah. We went to Makkah. We're already in ihram. Now, how soon should you perform your umrah? Don't feel compelled. You can take your rest. You can perform your umrah whenever you're ready to, right? Whenever you're well rested and you have time, and choose the right time of the day as well. Make sure it's not too hot. Make sure it's not too crowded. Alright, people usually have their own preference when they choose. Some people wait till the evening time, they wait till Asr, they wait till Maghrib, they wait till after Isha and then go. It's up to you what time you want to go. If you've been for Umrah before, you have an idea of the rush. If not, then you can speak to some people and decide what time you want to do your Umrah. But you don't have to do it as soon as possible. But one thing, just because you're not going to do your Umrah right away does not mean you don't perform your Salah in the Haram. You should still perform your Salah in the Haram. And there's 2 things you will be doing. One is you'll be having your first glance of the Kaaba. That you should have extra time with you to make extra dua. And after that, your Umrah is going to start. You don't have to do both of them together. You can go and just see the Kaaba first, make your dua, and then go back and rest a little bit, and then start your Umrah later, that's fine. If you want to do it both together, that's also fine. Right? But just because, let's say, you reach the Haram, it's almost Salah time, you don't want to do either one. Neither do you want to go and see the Kaaba and make your dua right now, neither do you want to do Umrah. That's fine. Go inside, perform Salah at a spot where you cannot see the Kaaba, but go and make sure you don't miss any Salah inside the Haram, right? Because this is very virtuous. Right? And ask your family members as well how tired they are, how much rest they need, right? And keep in mind that Umrah is going to take you between 2.5 to 3 hours at least, back to back, all of it all together, right? The Tawaf and the Sa'i and some pause in between and all of that is going to take some time, so be prepared, right? Inshallah. And again, going to the Haram, the women folk can perform Salah in their room is fine. They don't even have to go to Haram. They're not compelled. Men folk should do all their Salah in the Haram with Jamarat. Women can do the individual Salah in the room, right? And when they feel like, just for the sake of the masjid, doing some ibadah, they can go there whenever they feel like. Now from Jeddah, they'll take you to a hotel most likely, right? You settle down, see the hotel, see where, if you're hungry, see where you can get food from. When you're prepared, you can go, inshallah. First day of the Kaaba. Now, before we discuss the Umrah itself, and again, these masail interlap with the masail of Hajj, right? First thing that comes first is we're going to see the Kaaba for the first time. First time meaning on this journey. And that has some adab related to it, right? Now, what should we do? All of this is in the books as well. We'll find it in the book, so we can mark down those pages, follow those pages, and refer back to it. Those people who have the English set, you have the Umrah book separate and the Hajj book separate. Umrah book discusses everything you need to know before going and as soon as you go and to do your Umrah. Hajj book only talks about the 5 days of Hajj. So if you have the English set, you will need the Umrah and Hajj book, both of them with you. The other books are some general advices, and there's one book from Medina that's separate, but you should keep both those books with you, Umrah and Hajj, right? For those people who have the Urdu set, then there's 2 parts, Hissa Awal, Hissa Do. हिस्सा अव्वल में वो हज से मुतालिक कुछ बातें हैं और वो सब बातें हैं जो उम्रा के मुतालिक हैं, और दूसरी किताब में हिस्सा 2 में जो छोटी सी किताब है, ज़्यादा छोटा है वो, उसमें सिर्फ हज के 5 दिन के जो मसाले हैं वो जिक्र किए हुए उसमें, और उसमें भी जो चीज़ें हिस्सा अव्वल में आ गए वो दोबारा उसमें तफसील से नहीं बयान करेंगे, जैसे कि ihram के मुतालिक सब चीज़ें, तवाफ के मुतालिक सब चीज़ें, वो आपको हिस्सा अव्वल में मिलेगा, right? So for those people who have the books, please, you can use the books accordingly, inshallah. There's some main du'as in there as well. Like when you see the Kaaba, what should you say? When you're doing tawaf, what du'a should you recite? They're all mentioned in the books, inshallah. The Urdu books are more detailed than the English books, actually. So if you know Urdu, you can take that copy of the Urdu book. Enter the masjid with the right foot, reciting Bismillah, Durood and Dua. Make niyyah for i'tikaf. Every time you go in the masjid, make niyyah for i'tikaf. Masjid Haram or your own masjid, any masjid. Right? Walk slowly towards the Kaaba. Now when you have intention, now I want to see the Kaaba for the first time, make my special dua which is accepted. So go prepared. Walk in with your head down, and most people will enter from the main gate, King Abdul Aziz gate or one of those gates, and you enter straight there, you can see the Kaaba after you walk for a bit. So keep your head down. Then when you're ready to look up and see the Kaaba and stand there and make dua, now you look up, right? First time you spot the Kaaba, you say Allahu Akbar 3 times, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah 3 times, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah. And again, find a spot where you can stand for some time or sit for some time and make some dua, make some lengthy dua, make whatever dua you want. And one dua you should definitely make is, oh Allah, accept all the duas I'm going to make on this journey. And accept all of the duas I'm going to make, right? Make this dua as well. Make dua for us as well, inshallah, if you remember us, inshallah. The du'as are accepted at this point. There's some hadith that Rasulullah he entered Makkah, he saw Baytullah, he lifted his hands and he said takbir. And Abu Umama narrates that Rasulullah said the du'a is accepted when saying the Baytullah. Now in terms of Ihram, what things? Umrah is very simple. Umrah, you have 4 main things: Ihram, Tawaf, Sa'i, and then Halaq or shaving, right? Ihram is farad. Ihram, again, when we say Ihram, we mean the intention of Ihram. The intention and talbiyah, that is farad, right? Tawaf is farad. Sa'i is wajib, right? And halaq and shaving is wajib. In terms of umrah, this doesn't make a difference. You have to go all 4. There's some technicalities if something happens, right? The farad and wajib components and sunnah components will make more difference in Hajj, right? Because there you have so many things, so sometimes you need to choose between sunnah and wajib, and you need to make sure you do the faraid and wajibat and you don't skip that out, and sometimes you may need to skip out the sunnah. But in Umrah, it's straightforward. These 4 things, right? In this order. Remember, now for Tawaf, you have to have wudu. You have to have wudu for the whole Tawaf, right? And you should recite Takbir, Talbiyah, and Durood Sharif, right? You should find out where is Hajj Al-Aswad. For Sa'i, you don't have to have wudu. Wudu is mustahab, but you don't have to have wudu. If you break your wudu during Tawaf, no need to panic. You can just stop where you are, go to wudu, and the best thing is to start that round again. You can start from that same exact spot, but in case you may be back and forth, best to just restart that round. So let's say you did 3 rounds, in the 4th round wudu broke, go into wudu and then go back. There's certain places within the haram where there's wudu stations. So you can find those stations within the haram without going outside, do your wudu there, and then go back and continue your tawaf. Now these are the main features of the Kaaba. You have the Hajj Al-Aswad comes first. Now again, we go anti-clockwise, meaning opposite of the clock direction, we make tawaf, right? So if you're facing the Kaaba, you're going to walk towards your right, and that is the direction of Tawaf. During Tawaf, your chest should not face the Kaaba, it should only face forward. Your head will face the Kaaba at some point. You have Hajj al-Aswad, then you have the Multazam, the door, then you have the Maqam Ibrahim comes in between, then you have this, on the opposite end, you have this area, right? The Hatim, you have the Mizab Rahmah on top of the Hatim, Shami corner. This is Rukn al-Yamani. Rukn al-Yamani is a corner before the Hajj al-Aswad. Right, there's a specific dua you can recite between these 2 corners. So again, 1 round, starting from Hajj al-Aswad, ends at Hajj al-Aswad. That's 1 round, right? Do not try and touch the Kaaba while you're in Ihram. Why? Because on the Kaaba they put itar and perfume and scent. If you touch that and it gets on your hands and your body, you're gonna have a problem. You have to give penalty then for that, right? So best not to touch it while you're in Ihram. And again, your chest will be facing the thing while you're doing tawaf. Now, how do we start tawaf? Now again, you're saying talbiyah up until this point. When you're ready to start tawaf, you find out where Hajj Aswad is. Wherever you are, there'll be lights, there'll be signs telling you where is the beginning of tawaf. Tawaf starts here. You will see that sign. There's green lights, right? You go over there. Now, for the menfolk, before you start tawaf, you will uncover your right arm. This is called ittiba. What is it called? Ittiba, uncovering your right arm. Now you will go to the Hajj Aswad in a way that your right shoulder is in line. So once you get in line with the Hajj Aswad, you will face it. Your right shoulder will be in line with Hajj Aswad. So just before getting to the Hajj Aswad, you will do your best estimate before you get there. Now this is when you will make your niyyah of tawaf. That, oh Allah, I intend to make tawaf. Now again, one thing we missed out was niyyah for ihram. When you wear ihram, since everyone is doing Hajj Tamattu, you will only make intention for umrah. right? And then you make intention for your Hajj later on, inshallah. Okay, this only intention for Umrah. So intention was there. Now over here, this intention is for Tawaf. That, oh Allah, I intend to make Tawaf to your sacred house. In the books, they have all the detailed niyyah, what you need to make for each kind of Hajj. It's all there in the books. 7 rounds for your sake, right? You can say it in Arabic, you can say it in Urdu, English, Bangla, any language, it doesn't matter. Now you move to the right until your chest is facing Hajj. So before you reach Hajj Aswad, you make the niyyat, you go a few more steps, now you're facing Hajj Aswad, you face your chest towards Hajj Aswad. Now before you start Tawaf, you have to do this istilam or beginning of Tawaf. What does that mean? You raise your hands up to your ears like you do in Salah. You know how in Salah we raise our hands up to your ears? For women, you only raise it up to the chest. For men, up to the ears. And you recite this dua. Again, your chest is facing. This is before you start the Tawaf. This you do only once. There's something else you do before every round and then at the end again. That's separate. This is specifically at the beginning of every Tawaf. You go in line with it. You make your niyyah, then you go in front of Hajj Aswad, you raise your hands, and you say, Bismillahi wallahu akbar wa lillahi alhamd wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Again, this dua is in the book. It's a dua right before you start your Tawaf. Bismillahi wallahu akbar wa lillahi alhamd wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Even if someone says Bismillahi wallahu akbar, it's fine, but to say the whole dua is better. Now you did this. Now next, you lower your hands. Now you do something else. And this is called istilam, right? The other one is could call istilam as well, but this is the main istilam. This you will do before the first round and after you finish every round. So this you do only once, this dua, and this dua this action mentioned here, istilam, you'll be doing 8 times total. 1 time before Tawaf and 1 time after every round. What is that? You lower your hands, you put your palms up to Hajj Aswad height. If you're on the second floor, then about where Hajj Aswad would be. So not all the way up, maybe about chest high or shoulder high, this much. That is about how high Hajj Aswad is. And then you just say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and then you kiss both hands. Again, over here, no kissing, raising hands up to the ears like Salah, making intention, reading the whole dua, and then releasing hands. This one is istilam, which you will do 8 times in total. Raise your hands up to Hajj Aswad height, and then say Bismillah Akbar, kiss your palms, and then you turn your spot. Now your left shoulder is facing Hajj Aswad. Now until you finish Tawaf, make sure your chest does not turn towards the Kaaba. Only your left shoulder should be facing Hajj Aswad. When you finish one round, then again, you will turn the face and the chest towards. At the end of every round, when you come back to Hajj Aswad, you will repeat this step over here, this second step. Not the first one, just the second one. Then you raise your hands up to Hajj Aswad land, Bismillah, kiss your hands, and then you continue again, right? And you don't have to stop completely because there's a crowd there. While you're walking, when you think, okay, we're almost there, a couple of steps, you can just quickly raise your hand, Bismillah, and then just continue. So without actually stopping, you do like a little slow down, and then do this, and then again you speed up again, right? After the 7th round, you do istilam for the 8th time. This is sunnah mu'akkada. Now this is a visual explaining to you the difference, right? Before the first circuit, you initiate the tawaf, you begin the tawaf. This is how you begin the tawaf, right? You raise your hands up to your ears, you say this dua, and put your hands down. And then after that, okay? So you do this one before tawaf, then this down. Now this hand, you raise only in line with the Hajj Aswad, and you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and you kiss your hands, right? So this is before the first round. You do this step, these 2 steps, and these steps before the first round. After that, before the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round, you only do istilam. Only istilam means hands on the sides, you raise it up to Hajj Aswad, kiss them, you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and then you continue. After the 7th round, again you do the step again, right? So this step you will do 8 times total, and the other one only once. In line with the Hajj Aswad, on the main floor, even on the 2nd floor and 3rd floor, you will see green lights, these lines over here, green lights. For men, for Tawaf, you uncover your right arm, and you have to do one more thing in the first 3 rounds. This is only for that Tawaf, after which you're going to do Sa'i, which for you is in both cases, right? It's going to be now and also for Hajj Tawaf, most likely. You will do this, your arm will remain uncovered for the whole Tawaf. One more thing you need to do is Ramal. Ramal means a kind of hasty walking, like a warrior would walk with your chest up. It's only for men, right? In the first 3 rounds of Tawaf, if possible. If it's not possible, it's fine. Walk normally, just make the ishara like that, right? As if like the action like you're doing it. But if you could actually walk a little hastily, then you should do that, right? Do not run. There's no running here, just hasty walking. If it's too crowded, just walk normally. Women will walk normally throughout. Ramal is only in the first 3 rounds, not remaining 4 rounds. If you forget to do Ramal in the first 3 rounds, you do not do it in the other rounds. It's only soon in the first 3. Okay, if you first forget in the first round, do it for the second and third round. Again, in the first 3 rounds, brisk walking, 1, 2, 3. Then the 4th, 5th, 6th, slow walking, right? After you finish 7 rounds and you do the istilam, now you're gonna go and drink your zamzam and walk towards Safa. Right? Actions during tawaf. You can recite any dhikr, any dua, anything you want. Recite glorious Quran, recite the following du'as. When you pass Rukn Yamani, the side before the Hajj Aswad, you say, Allahumma inni as'aluka al-afiyya fi dunya wal akhirah. You can say, Rabbana atina fi dunya hasana, between the Rukn Yamani, Hajj Aswad, right? You will not be doing any of this thing that's mentioned here. You will just be walking past, so no need, doesn't matter. There's no action here. You don't do istilam here. Istilam is only at Hajj Aswad, not at Rukn Yamani, right? So Masal Virat Tawaf, refrain from talking from worldly affairs. Don't gaze at the Kaaba. Your face should be straight, right? Do not face your chest towards Baytullah. That's only for istilam, right? Do dhikr at all times. You can do dua, dhikr, recite the Quran, anything is permissible during tawaf. Don't be busy, on the phone or taking pictures and that. We should remain away from all of that, right? Now, continuing, we already mentioned these points, so it's fine. If salah starts during the tawaf, just stop where you are, join the salah, and then continue where you left off. Just make sure you don't continue after that. Go back a few steps and re-continue from where you left off. You don't have to start the whole round again. You can pause for salah wherever you are, perform your salah, and just continue a few steps back and continue your tawaf. Okay? Don't even kiss and make istilam of Maqam Ibrahim, because that also has perfume, right? For tawaf, it's best to be in smaller groups. Don't go like in a large group of people together, because it's inconvenience. You will see people doing that, but it's so difficult. Those people make it hard for everyone else. Right? Just have maybe yourself and 2, 3, 4 people with you. If you have ladies, maybe have a couple of men and the ladies and keep them in the middle, then take them with you. Right? If you get lost, don't panic. Just say, after we finish 7 rounds, where we finish, there's a green light, move to the back, we'll meet up there. Nowadays everyone has phone, you can call as well, right? So it's fine. After tawaf, from 2 rakat wajib tawaf behind Maqam Ibrahim, right? If possible, behind Maqam Ibrahim, otherwise anywhere in the Haram Sharif, you can do your 2 rakat, as long as it's not makruh time. After you do 2 rakat, again in these 2 rakats you should recite Surah Ikhlas and Surah Kafirun, Surah Ikhlas. Same thing like at the Ihram, 2 rakats, you should recite the same 2 surahs. After you're done, now if you have chance, you can go to Muzdalifah and make dua, or just make dua from wherever you are, right? So after tawaf, you have to do 2 things. One is you have to do the 2 rakat of tawaf, make dua, and then you drink zamzam. There's coolers all over, take zamzam, drink as much as you want. If you're able to put some on your face and your head as well. Don't pour it, don't make a mess, but without making a mess, you can do that. And when you drink zamzam, always recite this dua, Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan wasi'a wa shifa'an min kulli da'. Now, it's mustahab to make istilam again of Hajj Aswad if possible. Sa'i. Now after tawaf comes Sa'i. For Sa'i, you will have to go to Safa and Marwa. You follow the signs, you go to Sa'i. Sa'i starts at Safa, goes to Marwa and ends at Marwa. From Safa to Marwa is 1, Marwa to Safa is 2, Safa to Marwa is 3. It's not like back and forth 1, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not like Safa to Marwa and back is 1, no. One direction is 1, next way is 2. So you will start at Safa, you will end at Marwa. Safa is a hill which is closer to the masjid area. Marwa, it takes you far away. So when you finish your sa'i, you're probably going to end up taking a long walk back to your hotel, most likely. So be prepared for that. After you finish your sa'i, when you're done, most likely when you come out there, you're going to have to take a long walk back to your hotel. It's going to take some time. So you have to be patient again. Okay, you just had a long walk for Tawaf and Sa'i, and you're going to take another long walk back to your hotel. Most likely, right? That is where usually people who go from here, their hotels are on this side. Sa'i literally means to run, to hasten, right? So again, before you start Sa'i, you make intention for Sa'i. You face the Qibla, you raise your hands in dua, right? You don't raise your hands like Takbir al-Tahrima. 3 times you recite this. When you go on Safa, you try and do, andaza or estimate where's the Kaaba, you face the Kaaba, and then you recite this dua 3 times. La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah, wa wahdahu la sharika lah, lahu al-mulku wa lahu al-hamdu wa ala kulli shay'in qadir. La ilaha illallah wahdahu wa nasara wa anjaza wa'dahu wa nasara 'abdahu wa hazama al-ahzaba wahdahu. Right, if you're able to recite this 3 times. Now you begin the Sa'i from Safa. When you reach Marwa, again, before you start Sa'i, you will make dua and recite this. And every time you finish one round, meaning from Safa you go to Marwa, you climb up, face the Kaaba, again repeat those actions. Make dua as much as you can, and then again do the istilam and go to the next round, right? When you reach Marwa, face the Kaaba, repeat the same adhkar. So you can recite this dua. Another thing ayat you can recite is Inna Safa wal Marwa min sha'airillah. If you remember that dua, that ayat, you can recite that. Otherwise, just recite this dua or whatever is in the book. Again, these are all Musnu du'as. You don't remember, don't panic, it doesn't matter. Right? But at every time you go from one to the next, one thing you should definitely do is face al-Qibla or face al-Qibla and make some dua. Dua is accepted at this time. Take your time, 5-10 minutes, however long you want to make dua. But when you make dua, move a little back so you don't inconvenience people. Make your dua and then go for the next round. Make dhikr. During Sa'i, the easiest dua and best dua is this one. Rabbi ighfir warham innaka antal a'azzul akram. It's in the book. You can recite this dua for the whole Sa'i if you want. If you can't remember this, recite any adhkar. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, first kalima, third kalima is also a very good dua. Right? You can recite that as well. For the men, between the green lights, so Safa, and right after Safa, when you go towards Marwa, close to that, there's an area between two green lights. You should run at a slow pace between these, to the green lighted area. You will see the two green lights. So you just pace up a little bit for the men. For the women, they walk normal. Right? If someone's in a wheelchair, they have a separate section for a wheelchair in the middle. Right? 7 rounds is approximately 2 miles. Right? This is the area of the green lights. And the ceiling also, they have the green lights. Related to Sa'i, it's better to do Sa'i on the ground floor, any floor, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have wudu for Sa'i. You don't have to go all the way up the hill. Once you reach the end of the line, you can just turn and come back. But again, if you want to make dua, go to the side a little bit. Nowadays, you cannot see the hills anyways, they cut it off. There's no actual hill there, right? You just see the floor over there, normal floor, and a little bit incline up when you get to each end. You should not do tawaf or sa'i on a wheelchair unless you have a valid excuse, right? Otherwise, dam will be wajib. Halaq al-qasr. Now you're done with tawaf. You finish your sa'i, you're done with tawaf. You have to, for men, you should shave the entire head. Nabi Sallallahu made dua 3 times for the person who shaved the head, and once for the person who did qasr. Right? Qasr, halaq is shaving the head, qasr is just cutting minimum amount. One point is mentioned, if you're doing tawaf and you forgot how many rounds you did, take the lesson number. Take the lesson number. Or the best thing is just try and keep count, right? You get special tawaf tasbih to 7 beads, you can do that, or just try and keep count on your fingers. If you forget, take the lesson number to be on the safe side.
It starts at Safa and ends at
Marwa, yeah.
7 ends at Marwa.
Yeah, 7 ends at Marwa. Okay. When you're done, one mistake people do, you see people standing at Marwa with scissors, don't cut your hair there. Clipping few hairs will not take you out of Ihram. You have to, minimum is 1/4 of the whole hair of the entire, 1/4 of the hair of the entire head has to be cut at least 1 inch or more. That's a minimum. For Hanafis, at least 1/4 of the head. Obviously 1/4 is going to be makruh haircut, so that's why we do the whole head, right? So don't cut your hair there. You see people saying, oh, free. Go back to the hotel. There's barbershops there all over. Sometimes inside the hotel you will have barbershop. You go past the haram, you will see barbershops there. Go there and get a good haircut. Again, when you're going to get a haircut, until your hair is not cut, you're still in ihram. You cannot put any scent on. You cannot put any perfume on. People will come with ittar. Don't put on the ittar, right? Stay away from all perfume stuff. No shampoo, etc. either until the hair is already cut. Umrah is complete. It's permissible to trim. You can also shave and trim your own hair as well if you want. While you're in Makkah, you have till the 7th of Dhul Hijjah, right? Refrain from all sins. These are all basic advices, right? Now we come towards Hajj. These are the 5 days of Hajj. This is the main days. We're going to discuss Hajj now. Now there's 5 days of Hajj. 8th of Dhul Hijjah, 9th of Dhul Hijjah, 10th of Dhul Hijjah, 11th and 12th. These are the minimum days. 8th is Yawm Tarwiyah, right? 9th is day of Arafah, the main day. 10th day is the most busiest day. Then you have 11th and 12th. I'm just going to give you guys a little breakdown for those who are going for Hajj. The 8th of Dhul Hijjah will probably be either Saturday or Sunday, which is 23rd or 24th May, right? Most likely. Okay, that will be the 8th of the day. So by the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, you will be in Mina. Some people take you in the night times. The night of the 7th, they will take you to Mina. Some people take you on the morning of the 8th. Depends with your group. Just follow your group. If they take you the night before, go the night before. But you have to be in the Ihram before that. You have to start your Ihram before that. Right? Now when you do Ihram for Hajj, your Ihram will start in Makkah itself. So you can wear your Ihram in the hotel room. If you're able to go to the Masjid Al-Haram and do your 2 rakat Tawaf there and make your intention there before you set out for Mina. Right? You don't need to go out anywhere else. For Ihram for Hajj, you make it in Makkah and your hotel room is fine. Right? And if you're coming from Medina, obviously your Ihram will already be on, right? If you're coming right at the time of Hajj, right? So just look at the dates and see how it's going to correlate, whether you're going to do Umrah again and then come out of Ihram and go back in, or you're just going to stay in Ihram, or you're going to do Umrah and stay in your Ihram and do Hajj. It's all up to you, right? What you do. This is the summary of Hajj. Dhul Hijjah, first day, 8th of Dhul Hijjah. So again, it starts from 8th of Dhul Hijjah. There's nothing to do. You're going to spend the whole day in Mina. Fajr, Dhuhr. You're going to do Fajr in Makkah. This is Sunnah to do Fajr in Makkah and then leave. If they take you before Fajr, they take you after Isha the night before, just go. It doesn't matter. But from most people, you will do your Fajr in Makkah, then you will go. So Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and again Fajr the next day on the night, then you will go to Arafah. So you will do 5 salat there, minimum. You will do 5 salat, unless you got there late or something, right? Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha are prayed here. This day you do nothing. You're just sitting there. Now don't waste your time. Do tilawat, do adhkar, do dhikr, make dua. This is the blessed time. This is time, get some rest. Very busy days come. Tomorrow is a 9th of Dhul Hijjah, very busy day. You're going to be in Arafah doing ibadah most of the day. So rest as much as you can, relax and do ibadah, but don't waste any time. Right? Prepare for the next day. 9th of Dhul Hijjah, you will do Fajr in Mina, then you will proceed to Arafah. Right? Again, you do Wukuf of Arafah. Now the Wukuf, no matter what time, the main time for Wukuf is between Dhuhr and sunset. You get there early, you can rest again until Dhuhr. Then between Dhuhr, and from Dhuhr till Asr till Maghrib. Until Maghrib is a time for Ibadah, Wukuf. As much as you can, you stand into Ibadah. When you get tired, you sit into Ibadah. Right? After Maghrib, you will leave for Muzdalifah. Right? And your Maghrib and Isha on the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, in Arafah, you will perform only Dhuhr and Asr. Maghrib, you will not perform there. Even if time comes in, you don't perform. You will do Maghrib and Isha in Muzdalifah in Isha time. You will delay Maghrib. This is the only time you delay Salah. This time. Right? So Dhuhr you will do at his normal time. Asr also you should do at his normal time, because you will not be in the masjid. If you're not in the masjid, Asr should be in your normal time. Some people, they read Dhuhr Asr together. You can do it, make intention of nafil. When Asr time comes in, do your own Asr again. This is better, according to Hanafis. Then you will go to Mina in the night. You will spend the night in you will go to Muzdalifah. You will spend the night in Muzdalifah. So in the night, the morning, you will come to Arafah. That night you will spend in Muzdalifah. And Muzdalifah, there's no tents for anyone. Mina, you have VIP tents, you have normal tents, so you have tents there. In Arafah, again, nowadays everyone has a tent, right? Sometimes for some people, the tents in Arafah are better than the tents in Mina. But Muzdalifah is the one place where everyone is under the open sky. You will have nothing. You have to take your own bistar, your own blanket, and your own bedding to use for Muzdalifah. Right? We're going to discuss step by step, inshallah. All right. After Muzdalifah, you're going to go to Mina the next morning. So Fajr in Muzdalifah. Then you have a small wukuf between Fajr and sunrise. Again, they will tell you to board the buses. If they tell you just go, but continue with your adhkar. On the 10th, on the morning, they will take you back to Mina. And on that day, there's a lot of stuff. This is a breakdown. We're going to discuss it, slide by slide ahead. If you want to take a picture for this, you can. Right? This is an overview. Now we're going to go and discuss day by day. This is an outline giving you an idea. Masjid Al-Haram is here. This is Mina. Many people will be staying in Aziziyah, in the buildings. Some people, they will not be in Makkah. Sometimes they keep you in Aziziyah or another area over here, right? Between this. This is Mina. From there, you will go to Arafah, is all the way far over here. Then you come back here, Muzdalifah, back to Mina. In Mina, normal North American camps is over here, between Mina and Muzdalifah. Some of the Mina tents are actually within Muzdalifah. That's just because of overflow, right? The Jamarat is all the way on this side of Mina. If you have VIP tent, you will be right next to a Jamarat. Otherwise, you will be all the way here. You will need to walk all the way there every day. It's about a 45-minute walk to 1 hour walk, right, from the North American tents to the Jamarat. In Arafat, in Mina, don't try and go to the big masjid there. You're going to get lost. You don't have to go there. Just stay in your tent with your group. What should you take on the days of Hajj, right, with you? So if you have your hotel room during the days of Hajj, you're very lucky. Your rest of the saman will stay there. Sometimes a group, they don't give you a room, but they say, we'll keep your luggage with you. So what should you actually take with you on the days of Hajj, right? So again, you're packing light. Most likely you'll have to carry this bag with you, right? Wherever you go, or if not wherever you go, then at least when you go to Arafat and Muzdalifah, you have to take that bag with you. You want to leave minimal stuff back in the tent, because you're not going to be there for one whole day, for 1.5 days, you're not going to be in the tent, right? So again, just one carry-on bag with wheels. Make sure you have a good bag which you can pull with wheels. Don't try and be a hero and take a big backpack. You're gonna get very tired. Take a bag with wheels so you can pull it with you when you go, right? The stronger the wheels, the better the bag, the better. But again, make sure it's not too heavy. Make sure you can fit all your essentials inside. Right? Quran, dua book, musalla, tasbih, take all of this with you. Some groups, they give you the basics, right? Again, take all your dry snacks with you over here. You will need it, right? Especially in Muzdalifah and that. In Muzdalifah, nobody gives you food. No group leader gives you food in Muzdalifah. Some people will give you something in Arafah, like basic snacks. In Muzdalifah, there's almost nothing. Maybe you're lucky even if you get a box with some basic, some drink and stuff like that. Maybe you get a box, maybe you don't. But you need to rely on your snacks over there, mostly, for the most part. Right, you need a sleeping bag for Muzdalifah. Now, take something, but again, don't overpack. Right? You have your Ihram, you will need to take some basic bedding for you in Muzdalifah. Now in Muzdalifah, another thing, there's no such thing as men area and women's area. You're sleeping anywhere you get a spot, under the open sky. Wherever you get a spot, you're gonna have to end up sleeping there, right? Sometimes you have some random people there, and you and your wife are right over there, right? So you have to be ready, with try and take some garbage bags. My advice: take some garbage bags, cut it up, or if you have some plastic, take some plastic, right? Either you go to a dollar store for $1 or $1.25, you get a drop cloth, and it's like 9 by 12 drop cloth. Take that with you. It's gonna help you. Especially in Muzdalifah. You put that plastic first, and then on top of that you put your bedding. If you get some cardboard from somewhere, you can find cardboard, get the cardboard. Sometimes you find cardboard lying around, go get it, put it on top of the plastic, then put your bedding on top of that. But do go and get some of those drop cloths from the dollar store. You'll find it in the dollar store. Get those drop cloths. They come in a small roll like this. You've probably seen it, right? It's very basic. The size is perfect. You can cut it up as well in 2 pieces if you want. Keep a scissors with you at all times, right? Not in your hand luggage, but when you go for Hajj, keep a scissors with you. These are basics you will need. Right? A spray bottle, a water bottle, keep your own water bottle, right? You will need that to refill extra pair of clothes. Now also when you go to Mina, you're going to need extra clothes as well. Because when you come out of your Ihram, you will need to change into your normal clothes again for the men flow. Women, you can take change of clothes, it doesn't matter. You can take extra pairs and you can change as you need, right? But don't overpack again, right? Just take exactly what you need. Women, you just need 1 pair of shoes. The most comfortable shoes you find, you take that. For men, you will need 2 shoes. Or if you can just make do with 1, it's fine. 1 is your Ihram shoes, and 1, if you want to change your shoes, like on the 11th Dhul Hijjah, when you cut your hair and you come out of Ihram, you have a choice to change your shoes as well into more comfortable sandals or something. You can do that if you want. But remember one thing, whatever shoes you take, try to avoid sneakers unless you can pack it with you and take it. Because why? You're going to have to go to wudu every now and then. When you go to wudu, you cannot put your wet feet inside the sneakers. So either get waterproof sandals, which are very comfortable, or get some nice comfortable slippers, right? Whatever the case is. So pack something like that. Sleeping bag from Muzdalifah. Unscented smoke shower gel, right? Tissue, towel, toilet paper. Make sure you have your own toilet paper. No one's gonna give you toilet paper there. Right? Make sure you have your own towels for wudu and all of that, right? If they give you some ID card, keep that with you. Power bank for your phone. Painkillers. You will need a bag to collect your pebbles. You're gonna collect your pebbles from Muzdalifah. It's sunnah to collect your pebbles from Muzdalifah, right? Your pebbles. How many pebbles you will need? We're gonna talk about that later. Make sure you have plasters, bandage, in case both the bandage, the wrapping up bandage also, and just the normal bandages in case you need it, right? If you have some suction cups you want to hang your stuff in, you can take that, right? Take fragrance-free soap with you, right? You get fragrance-free soap, I said just get a big bottle, empty it into small bottles, and give everyone in your family 1 bottle, right, of this fragrance-free soap. Take tablets. Over here you get the Halls or the other, the Loringses or something like that, something for your throat. Keep those with you. You will need it. Okay. Take electrolytes. So you get the powder, electrolyte powder. Take that powder with you so you can put it in the water and drink it. Gives you some energy, right? You get powder. You go to Costco and that you have the packet. I forgot what is it called. You have the packet there, electrolyte powder packet. It's Liquid IV. Perfect thing, right? Take a bag of that with you, right? And use that. You will need it, right? Give you extra energy, inshallah. 8th of Dhul Hijjah, Yawm al-Tarwiyah. So 8th of Dhul Hijjah, sunnah to depart after sunrise. Can you stand up and go take 4 of those bags and put in that room in the back? Just knock on the door and put it by the door. The ladies, someone's going to put some food boxes for you. Just see what it is. And if there's separate sauce, put the sauce as well. I'm not not sure there's 4 or 5 people there. We'll send 4. If there's anyone else, then please text your husband or whoever's here, and we can. 5. Okay, send 5 those boxes there. Put it outside. Sorry, this is going to be a bit long. So if you want to eat while we're going along, that's fine. You can take it home, eat now, eat whatever you want. It's fine. And also, we can give out more box to the people sitting here also. Inshallah. I don't want to hold you back from your food.
You can take our personal bottle water, or
Yeah, you can take one like something like this.
Yeah.
Take one like this so you can refill it and as needed, right? And also in the hotel in Makkah, you will have free water. Most hotels give you some complimentary water bottles which you refill every day. My suggestion to you is take those water every time they get empty. Don't throw it out. Whenever you go to the Haram, you took 5 over there. Salim, you took 5 there. Someone took it. Put it outside the door, knock on the door, and never take it. Bring the rest over here, and I don't know how many we have there. Hopefully it's enough. What's there? You need 7. Is there 7 people there? Okay, the people who are here for the whole, if there's someone here for the whole program, please give them the preference. If someone just came for some time, or you're gonna go back soon, then let's give preference to the people who are here for the whole program, because we have limited amount, inshallah. Huh? Yes. That's good. Where is it? Let's just go tell you what, let's put them here, and one wants can take a box, inshallah. Just make sure they get the sauce over there as well. There's some sauces. I don't know, it's individually packed. What does each bag have?
1 box.
Okay. Seriously. So those who have been here since after Asr, please take a box with you. So take your own water bottle, and yeah, keep Zamzam with you, right? Inshallah. Usually in Mina you have the coolers where you can refill your water and everything. They give you bottled water as well, most groups. Huh? The books, now again we have limited supply. The free books are anyone going for Hajj. If you're not going for Hajj, then we have limited copies right now. You can purchase your set later. The free books are for those people who are actually going for Hajj. Okay? So anyone going for Hajj, you're more than welcome to take a free book, inshallah. If you're not going for Hajj, then please leave those books for those people who are going for Hajj. We have limited copies right now. Jazakallah. And if you want to buy your own set later on, that's also not a problem. We can give it to you later. If you have extras at the end, we'll give them out, inshallah. So let's talk about the 8th of Dhul Hijjah. You're going to have your Ihram in your hotel room, then you're going to go to Mina, right? Now, there's one thing, in Hajj, there's some necessary actions. One is Tawaf and one is Sa'i. The Tawaf of Hajj is called the Tawaf Ziyarah. Then you have a Sa'i. The Sa'i of Hajj, you can do after Tawaf Ziyarah, meaning after the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, or you can do that now, after you wear your Hajj al-Haram, before you go for to Mina. If you want, you could do your Sa'i. But if someone wants to do their Sa'i early, Sa'i of Hajj. When is a Sa'i for Umrah? You already did that. This is Sa'i of Hajj. If someone wants to do the Sa'i of Hajj early, you cannot do Sa'i without Tawaf. So you're going to have to do a Nafil Tawaf and then do your Sa'i. Okay? Otherwise, you can just do your Sa'i after Tawaf Ziyarah, which is the better option and which you should try and do if possible. So now we're going to go forward. In Mina, there's nothing to do again, only performing the Salah and doing your Ibadah. This is how the Mina tents look like, right? This is some of the internal pictures. It may differ according to which tent you have and which encampment you're in, but you will have very less space, right? If I'm not mistaken, the size of the mattress, the width is about, in normal tents, is only about 24 inches or maybe 18 inches, right? It's not that much, right? So you're going to be very close to the person next to you, right? And once both the mattresses are open, it's a foldable mattress. Once it's open, then you barely have enough space to put your bag. That's why just one duffel bag that is rollable, that is advisable. Don't take too much luggage with you. Especially ladies, do not overpack. Why? Because when you come back to Makkah, if you have a room in Makkah during Hajj, or even if it's in somewhere else, like in one of the other towns, right? And let's say you want to take your stuff back, right? Usually what people do is when they go for Tawaf Ziyarah, they take the extra luggage back, leave the extra stuff back, and repack and come back. Because now you don't need Ihram anymore. Once you finish your Tawaf and Ziyarah and your animal sacrifice is done, you can come out of Ihram. So, normal quotes, some people take back the extra stuff, leave it back in the room, and come back with the necessary stuff. Right? So wise packing is very important. I've seen people take a lot of luggage and they have a lot of trouble carrying it everywhere. Right? So try and take minimal. One bag each, and then if you need one extra bag between 1 or 2 or 3 people for your bedding that you need for Muzdalifah, do that. Right? Otherwise, don't take any extra if not needed. He said showers and toilets in Mina. How it works is one side is men, and the other back side is women. Right? So again, it's right side by side. So it's and it's or sometimes they have one section for men and another one right next to it for women. The blocks, again, it's not always clean. When you go in, be careful. Make sure your clothes don't become napak. Take your own toilet paper or wipes or whatever with you, right? And be very careful. Again, have your miswak and toothbrush with you at all times. Second day, 9th of Dhul Hijjah. This is the most important day. This is the day of Hajj, the day of Hajj. You pray Fajr Salah in Mina, right? From this Salah, Takbir al-Tashriq will commence. Now, one other thing is, Takbir al-Tashriq we do every year from 9th of Dhul Hijjah until the 13th. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. This you will do in Hajj as well. That will continue for those days, for those Salats, right? You will continue that. But the Talbiyah still continues all the way. Hajj Talbiyah will continue until you throw the first stone, right? So do Takbir al-Tashriq as well after every Salat. You will leave for Arafah after sunrise. Most people will get to Arafah sometime around 10 in the morning. Sometimes you will get a little bit delayed. Sometimes you will get there even earlier. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Once you get there, until Dhuhr is resting time. Rest, sit down, settle down, use a bathroom. The bathrooms are cleaner at this time. Use a bathroom there. Right? They're going to be clean, use a bathroom. Right? So you need to relieve yourself, do that. Take a little bit of rest, lie down a little bit, sit down, relax. Most people, they give you, I think they give you like in the tents there, a lot of the tents do have the mattresses again there as well, right? Have some food, right? Before the tents used to be like this. Now you don't really find this. They're all proper tents now, for the most part. Now, what is the time of the wukuf, the ibadah of Arafah? This is between zawal, right? The farad time is anywhere between, from dhuhr time, zawal time, till subh sadiq, of the 10th of Dhul Hijjah. That is a time frame you have. Within that time, you have to be in Arafah for at least one moment. So let's say someone wants to do minimum Hajj, any time between 9th of Dhul Hijjah, Dhuhr time, until 10th of Dhul Hijjah, Fajr time, for any moment, that whole time you have to be in Arafah even for a few seconds. Then your Hajj is complete. In the Arafah boundary. It doesn't have to be in your tent, it has to be in the area of Arafah, anywhere. Then your Hajj is fulfilled. If you're not there, that means you've missed your farad action of Hajj. Because Arafah, being in Arafah is farad. Now what's a wajib time that you should be there for the whole time? To the best of your ability, between Dhuhr and Maghrib. If you can be there for the whole duration, that is wajib. Right? If there's some excuse you couldn't be there, then even that small moment will suffice. Do you have to give any penalty? Worry about that later on. Right? But to the best of our ability, the wajib time for wukuf is between Dhuhr and Maghrib. You do not need to go to this masjid. Most of this masjid is actually out of Arafah. Only a small portion of it is inside Arafah. The rest of it is out of Arafah. So if you go there, you have to be careful you go into the section of Arafah. But no, people usually don't go there, don't even try and go there. Right? There's no need to go there. How do you do wukuf? What is necessary? It's best to be in wudu the whole time, that the wukuf time. From Dhuhr to Maghrib, this is the time for ibadah. This is your Hajj. This is what you came here for. This is the cream of the crop, right? So try and be in wudu the whole time. Perform your Dhuhr Salah in the beginning time, as early as possible. As soon as it comes in, you will have your phone app as well, Nusuk app. You have timing in there as well. You can check the timing, right? Now, after that, do tilawah, dhikr, durood, istighfar, talbiyah, cry, make dua, make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Do as much worship as you can. Sit down if you get tired. Best is to stand up, right? But don't perform nafil salah. This is not a time for nafil salah. It's time for dua, dhikr, and ibadah. Okay, but not nafil salah. Don't do nafil salah. Right? Dhuhr and Asr have to be performed. Dhuhr in its time and Asr, because of in order to perform Dhuhr and Asr together, you need to have certain conditions fulfilled, right? Which most of the time is not fulfilled. So we will have to perform it separately. Another thing you can do is when you're in Makkah, before you come to Mina from Makkah, write down the times of the Salah. Over there on the clocks, they have the beginning times of all the Salah. Write that down. So you don't get confused anywhere. In Muzdalifah and Mina, you don't get confused. You know exactly what time is what salah, right? There's specific du'as for the day of Arafah as well, which is in the book. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu lahul hamdu wa ala kulli shay'in qadir. This is the fourth kalima. It's best to recite this approximately 100 times in that day. There's a special du'a for the day of Arafah. It's in the books, right? So you can read that. Okay. Now, sometimes people say Hajj Mubarak. No Hajj Mubarak. You have so many things left. Don't be busy in Hajj Mubarak and Eid Mubarak. For us, for people in Hajj, there's no Eid, and don't say Hajj Mubarak. We don't know if Allah accepted from us. Arafah is one part. You still have so many things left that you need to do, right? So let's not waste time. Okay, some people start giving Mubarak at Maghrib. Oh, Mubarak, Mubarak, Hajj Mubarak. We don't need to give Hajj Mubarak, okay? Let's make dua to Allah and cry that, oh Allah, accept this. If this is not accepted, then this whole journey will be to waste, right? Now, it's wajib to stay till sunset. But do not read Maghrib in Arafah. Maghrib will be in Muzdalifah in Isha time. Most people, they have a system. You cannot go against the system. They have a system when every group has a specific time when they will leave Arafah and go to Muzdalifah. You have to wait your turn. When your group leader says it's your turn, you will go. For some people, that time, some people, they will make you sit in the bus even before Maghrib time. Now, don't argue. You will not, even if you sit in the bus before Maghrib, the authorities will not allow you to actually leave Arafah before Maghrib. The gates of Arafah only open after Maghrib. So even if they tell you to sit in the bus, just sit in the bus and continue your adhkar and your wukuf. But if possible, remain outside. Most people won't, but sometimes they do make you do these kind of stuff, right? Now, sometimes you will leave right after Maghrib, right? Maghrib time comes in, sunset, you will leave right away. Some people, by the time you leave Arafah, will be like 10, 11, 12 at night as well. You just don't know. It depends on what time your group has been given. Whatever time your group has been given, do not perform Maghrib or Isha. Wait till you get to Muzdalifah. Even if it's 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, doesn't matter. Once you get there, do your Maghrib and your Isha combined. Okay? Again, if you're able to, in Muzdalifah is even harder than Arafah and Mina. Straight up. So if you're able to, after Maghrib, again, use the bathroom in Arafah if possible. There are bathrooms in Muzdalifah, but you know what Muzdalifah is? It's like a big open field with dirt on the ground, and in the middle you have some blocks of bathrooms. It's just open sky, no tent, no covering, no nothing, no umbrella, no nothing. It's just like an open field with dirt ground, and you find any spot. They have a whole bunch of groups. Okay, you guys have to go in this area. They'll send all of you inside, like herd of animals, and it's up to you to find a spot and graze for the night. So it's up to you, right? So it's very different. So inshallah, be mentally prepared. It's not hard. It's part of Hajj. It's part of the fun of Hajj as well, right? But try and relieve yourself in Arafah. Now, what do you do in the night time in Muzdalifah? Go to sleep. Do your Maghrib, do your Isha, and go to sleep. You don't have to do any ibadah right now. Go to sleep. You don't need to, stay awake and rest. You will need to rest, right? You will need energy for the next day, right? Once Isha time comes in, do adhan, do iqamah, fard of Maghrib, fard of Isha, sunnah of Maghrib, and sunnah of Isha. So fard of Maghrib, fard of Isha, and then sunnah of Maghrib and sunnah of Isha after that, right? And then witr after that, right? You have to combine. Everyone has to combine. Whether you perform salah in Jamarat or not, you combine, right? Then you take care of some needs, use the bathroom if you need to, eat some snack if you need to. There's no tents in Muzdalifah. Get some rest. Wherever you can, get some rest, right? Now, one thing you need to do before you rest or after you wake up at Fajr time, you need to collect some pebbles. 7 pebbles for 10th of Dhul Hijjah, 21 for 11th of Dhul Hijjah, 21 for 12th of Dhul Hijjah. So that's 70 in total, okay? So it's 49 pebbles. And if someone's going to stay an extra day in Mina, 13th of Dhul Hijjah, then you need extra 21. Best thing is just collect 70 just in case, right? To be on the safe side. So you have extra if needed. You cannot collect dirty pebbles. You cannot collect pebbles from the Jamarat place in Mina. It's best to collect in Muzdalifah or in Mina by your tent. You cannot go to the Jamarat and collect the pebbles that are falling over there. You cannot use those pebbles. Okay? Make sure you have some extra pebbles. Give us a few minutes, inshallah. This is Muzdalifah, open sky, and it's the experience of your lifetime. In Muzdalifah, now there's a wuquf in Muzdalifah as well. Now one thing, wuquf of Muzdalifah and going to Muzdalifah is wajib, but not fard. So if there's someone who's really sick, or women, who really, who maybe were expecting or something, and they skip the Muzdalifah and go from Arafah straight to Mina, that's permissible, right? But they should have a valid excuse, right? Best is if you do go to Mina. Now everyone, if you have a specific situation, you find out your own situation. We're not going to go into too many details right now because we have lack of time. right? But if it needs to be skipped for some valid reason, it's possible to skip the Muzdalifah portion or to even leave early for Muzdalifah if needed, right? According to a person's situation. Okay. Again, when you keep the pebbles, try and separate the pebbles for each day in separate plastic bags. Take extra Ziplocs with you. So try and separate the pebbles for each day. 7 for the first day, 21 for the second day, and 21 for the third day of pelting. Try and take extra Ziplocs and all that with you. In Muzdalifah, the wukuf actually is from Subh Sadiq, meaning from after Fajr till sunrise. That's a wukuf time. So when you wake up in the morning